Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Portland Real Estate Investing Podcast. My name is Jordan Lee, and I'm a mortgage lender based in the Portland area. I'm licensed in 11 states, and I also invest in real estate. And this is my co-host here, Stephen Tran.
Yeah, I'm a local real estate agent licensed in the state of Oregon. I'm also a real estate investor. So Jordan, tell us about the interview we have today.
Oh man, we have a great interview today. It's with Jessica Wang, who is a local real estate agent. She actually is a newer agent. She started in 2018, and she's a top producer already. She's licensed in Oregon, Washington, California. And you won't believe it, but in her second year, she did 36 sides.
It's really impressive.
Which is crazy. And one thing we'll talk about is like her determination and how she just cut the cord and got into real estate as soon as she got licensed and quit her job in the music business.
Yeah, no, that was something that I was really impressed by. I held on to my W-2 for as long as possible till I could feel safe before transitioning full-time. But I loved how she found success just, like you said, putting her back against the wall and just finding a way.
That's the art of war, right?
Yeah.
In addition, she's also an investor in addition to being a successful real estate agent. She owns multiple single short-term rentals, and you'll hear in the interview, she has kind of a different strategy from short-term rentals besides buy one in a resort town, right?
Yeah. No, I found it really interesting. Some of her Airbnbs are not in like the major metropolitan area of Portland. Like they're a little bit outside of it. I was surprised you can find business out there, but she made a really strong case for why Airbnb can basically work anywhere.
Yeah, and if you tune into the YouTube video, you'll be able to see a little bit of her Airbnb in Vancouver, which we did the interview in. And in addition to short-term rentals, she's also in longer term, because she wants to build that passive income portfolio so she can, not have to worry too much about, a down month in commission. So she took one of her long-term rentals and traded up into a fourplex.
Yeah.
But there's some other interesting stuff in the interview as well.
Yeah. No, she really shows her grit and determination. Really shows that she's a DIY person as well. Mm-hmm. She has some interesting stories about rats, which I'm excited for you guys to hear.
Yeah. With that being said, let's get into the interview so we can hear those stories. Hey everyone, it's Jordan Lee and Stephen here with Portland Real Estate Investing Podcast, and we're here in Jessica Wang's beautiful Airbnb in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for taking the time with us today. Just real quick, do you mind introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about your story and your journey into real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'm really thankful that you guys choose me for this episode. So, yeah, but I didn't really make any preparation or anything like that. So we're just talking, my
course.
Airbnb business, my real estate business, and also my real estate investing. So I started in real estate in 2018 and then started selling houses. At first year, I was very desperate because I quit my job. There's no way for me to go backwards. I was like, I have to make,
So you weren't doing the whole part-time one thing.
No,
cut the cord, put your back against the wall.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I try to make myself there's no other way out. I have to make it in real estate. So when I was starting, I did probably many new agents did, like door knocking, cold calling, and all that stuff, hosting as many as open houses as I was able. Nice. So first year, I was able to actually sell 12 houses.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, one deal every month to keep the income. Income. Yeah. And then, next year, just things started really working out for me. I finally get the snowball effect, more and more clients, more and more deals. So I was able to, at the second year of my real estate business, I was able to save enough down payment to buy a investment property.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my first one was in Las Vegas.
Oh, in
Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, last year I just sold it, exchanged it to a multifamily.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was like we bought that house in 2019, the second year when I got into my real estate business. So when I bought it, it was like a 240. So we sold this year, it was like 355. I mean,
Nice.
if it's not like
Not the Portland market.
yeah, it's not as crazy as Phoenix,
Right,
but
or Phoenix,
yeah, but it was still a very decent,
That's a good return,
investment.
yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
so
put a lot into it, or?
not really nothing. It was like we didn't do any repair or stuff. We just when we closed it, and then we just had the property manager marketed, and then we were able to get a tenants right away. I mean, the reason why we wanted to sell that one is like I really want to get into multifamily game,
Right.
and also the rent was really low. We were like we wanted to do something else. Probably if I keep that, I might be able to get higher rent, but
Right.
I just really wanted to do something else, and then also. Another, like in 2020, we were like since I started selling. So I mean, I think I sold like 36 houses second year,
Wow,
2019.
that's really impressive.
Yeah. So I was able to save the commission by investment property, like at least one every year. So we bought a second one that in Phoenix market. That one is really crazy.
So let's compare that
Yeah.
time frame between Phoenix and Vegas. Yeah, because I mean, obviously the CoreLogic report's like 30% or something year over year.
Well, yeah, for the Phoenix one, that one is really crazy. We bought like a 200,000 in 2020.
In 2020.
And now it's worth like 400.
Oh, so what is it? Like
But I did not want to sell that one because that one brings me a lot of cash flow.
Yeah.
So we used that one for a year lease. When the guests moved out, we spent a lot of, I mean, when we closed that house, we probably spent at least 20 or 30K to fix that house up.
that's
Like
renovation.
it's not really a major fixer. We just wanted to, make it nice so we can get a, high rent from it.
Do the
Yeah.
floors,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
the paint.
exactly. Painting, AC, and flooring, new flooring. So the house looks much nicer. We were able to get a tenants right away. Our mortgage at that time, after 20% down, at 25% down, mortgage was like 960.
Okay.
And
Wow.
we were able to rent a $1,600 a month.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Immediately.
yeah,
Okay, so-
yeah. So we were like really happy for this
Yeah.
deal, And after the tenants moved out, they kind of trashed the place. But I was like, I'm really thankful. I mean, they never laid on the payment, and they left. Our house has a lot of trash, you
Yeah.
know. But I just need a new painting, new trash hole stuff.
Right.
And I'm like my wall does not have holes on it, so I'm still thankful. I was like, maybe time to think about short-term rental, because this one, and I mean this is actually my first Airbnb.
This
So
one is your
yeah,
first,
yeah, and I was realized since I did really good on this one. I mean, booking was decent, it really covered all the mortgage and also give us extra income. So we just turned that one into Airbnb, which is really crazy. Like we always get like at least 90% occupancy, and we do not have a pool.
90% for the whole year.
Yeah, I mean in the Phoenix market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Market.
So, but
Wow.
my rate was low as well. I always just set like 150, 160
Okay.
a night because I was able to be competitive because my mortgage is really low.
Right.
So my mortgage was like 960, as
Yeah.
I know. So I was like, as long as I get like 3,000 and up, I'm fine, So I was like, but actually at some peak months, I was able to get $5,000 a month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, but averagely I get like
About
3,500 a month
and then you
for
have
sure.
a manager / cleaning service.
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
care of that.
yeah.
And they take what, like
Yeah,
25% or something.
No, I manage myself.
Oh,
Okay.
I just have a amazing and also amazing backup cleaning.
Oh, okay. So
lady.
you just have cleaners, right?
Yeah, I just have a cleaners. They take care of my turnovers, and then they check my inventory for me. Yeah, so I manage myself. I only pay them like $150 a turnover.
Per turnover.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so then the management overhead is really low then.
yeah,
So
yeah. So
basically
you know,
doubled the income by
Yeah.
turning into a short term. Right?
exactly.
Can I ask, what is it, a 3-bedroom house?
Yeah,
in
3
Phoenix?
bedroom, 2 baths, one level. So we were able to get like snowbirds during the winter.
Right.
Has no
Yeah.
problem. I mean, probably if we rent like short term, probably we get a higher return. But with these snowbirds, you know, they're senior. They take care of the house. You know, they're really nice guests, and then they're very stable. I mean, and yeah, they just be thankful to have a nice place to enjoy,
Get
you
some vitamin
know,
D.
once a while, you know. So I just charge them, you know, for a long term, for a month, just $3,000 a
just do the
month.
monthly
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
Okay.
And then they did not ask me to come to clean. They will clean for me after they move out, you know, before
Right.
they check out.
Okay.
So I save a lot of cleaning fee on that.
Nice.
So yeah, and I didn't have to, you know, worry about it, you know, for all this communication stuff like that.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Can I ask, like, how did you find these people? Are you using the same platforms like Airbnb, Vrbo, or how are you finding people that are going to stay midterm?
So mostly they're on Airbnb Vrbo.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like a kind of like older generation, they probably use Vrbo a little bit more than Airbnb.
Yeah.
But so far has been working now great. Yeah.
In between those two services, do you see like I prefer one from this or the other, or is it the clients?
Probably
either way?
Airbnb. Yeah, I get so much more business from Airbnb.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Airbnb is get much more business for sure.
I had another quick question just about the winter months. Do you like turn up where what's the minimum days of staying for the winters so you get those longer term people?
Well, I think of, you know, I'm in a lot of like a Facebook group, like Airbnb poster group. I mean, sometimes I read their post. I feel like I'm a very, very flexible host than a lot of other people. They set lots of rules for the guests, and then they worry about a lot of things. I was like, as long as like they don't, you know, damage my house.
Right.
Yeah.
If they leave a mess in the house, it's a little bit dirty, that's fine. I can always pay cleaner. I mean, and then sometimes they would have an unregistered guest. I mean, I'm fine with that. As long as, you know, they're respectful,
Right.
they don't do any damage to your house, that's fine. I also choose, I have security camera everywhere, but I choose not to look at them.
Yeah.
Because it just gives you more anxiety.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
sure.
so I
That's
I
like
don't.
ours at home. I don't even have the app installed. My wife is
Yeah.
always pinging her up.
I
like,
know,
don't
I know.
things.
I do not look at all this anymore
I think it's
because
for peace of mind, and
yeah.
that they know that they're could be watched.
So the only thing I set the limits, the time, you know, I only allow, if you want to book my place, has to be more than 2 nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
More than 1 night. I want like a 2 nights minimal.
2
yeah.
night minimum.
Yeah. A lot of people says 3 nights. They just want to, you know, people to book more, you know, the weekdays other than just weekends.
Yeah.
So, but for me, it worked out for me fine. So I'm just keep doing it, you know, for as long, I only use this to avoid young people's party.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a one night
Yeah.
blowout. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, for the adults, I mean for, you know, people are not the maybe mid-aged people. Sometimes, you know, they might have a party. It's just a little gathering. You just
Sure.
have a dinner together or
Yeah.
maybe barbecue stuff. You know, I mean, I think that doesn't really hurt much.
Right.
So I'm fine with it. As long as they let me know and stuff like that, I always let it go.
I think 2 nights is perfect because, you know, people work generally Monday through Friday. They want to just get out, get there on Friday, leave on a Sunday, not take any time off. So I think 2 days is good.
Yeah, exactly. And I would also set a premium for the weekends. So
Right.
my price is much higher on the Friday, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This
Yeah.
is 3 nights. But you know, from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, those are much cheaper. So if you want to book only book that, then you know you pay higher price.
Yeah.
And I'm happy, you're happy.
No, that's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's how I do it mostly.
So taking a step back here, you got started in real estate in 2018. It seems like, you're very good investment mindset. Like, what were you doing before real estate? I mean, did you have another career that kind of prepared you for this, or was it just like you found a fit right away, or how did that work?
Well, you can't believe it. My previous job has nothing to do with real estate. It was in a fun industry, music industry, selling music instrument and all that, going to all this trade show and meeting with famous, rock star and all that.
Okay.
And then,
that's networking.
It's
related.
Selling,
Selling.
right?
Yeah, looking for,
fun.
yeah,
You're
exactly. Looking for, distributor and dealer to carry our products into their store or their company. So, but I think the fundamental things I gained from that for my real estate professional is the sales and then the relationship building. So, and a customer caring, service. I think, that absolutely have a lot of things to do with that. But regarding the investment, not really. I guess it just all is, and it always come down to what kind of person you are, what you're looking in your life. Do you want to more secure in your life, or you want to travel more or stuff like that, have more fun? So for me, the security always come first, and because I would always have insecurity when I'm in real estate, because it's not there's no one pay you salary or stuff like that. Exactly. If we don't make a paycheck, no one is paying you, and all this house you need to get it paid. You need to pay your bill. Even though we're able to get deals in escrow, but what is after those deals? Yeah,
you're only as good as your next deal.
But having some real estate investment just give you kind of peace of mind. But actually, it never gives me, because I always
Well, you're full time managing all of your stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have anyone doing that.
Yeah, and then that's why I just keep exploring new opportunity to I think when I finally bought 2 investment property, I started looking into, I might want to flip houses, at least to try, gain some experience, learn some facts from that, part of the investment. So, so that's what I did with my 3rd Airbnb. We bought a house in Richfield. It's when I bought it, when I was looking at the house, I didn't really think that was a major fixer.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know what I'm getting into it. I just want to, be able to do something to do something that I always planned to do it, So we just go ahead and bought it. And, you really need to have that vision when you buy something like that.
Right.
So my husband was always against it, but he would always let me do what I really want to do because I'm the one making more money. And I'm doing all this, investment deals. So he trusted me.
The knowledge.
Yeah. So we did it. So we bought it, and then that was probably biggest project I ever done in my whole life. Yeah.
So that one did you gut, or was it?
So we hired a general contractor, but the general contractor, is really not doing the job for me. He works, his workmanship is fine, but he would always put my project down, because he's so busy with something else. Yeah. And also I'm a female, I kind of feel like he just doesn't take me seriously. He probably always have that kind of mindset. Oh, what she can do? She already at this stage of, she have to have me to work on it,
right.
And then because he has all other male, customer project he need to do, so he just always put my project down, And also I was out of town a lot.
Plus you weren't there,
So and then I finally decide I cannot let this keep going, so I fly down, stay in the house by myself before we even had a heater. in a winter there.
Putting your back against the wall again.
Yeah, I know. There are a lot of people. They might think flipping is really fun because you see all the process, but the work associated and then the hardship, they're really a lot. Honestly, there's something I'm telling you probably wouldn't even believe me. Like when I stayed there, the house been vacant for so long, and it's country property, right? There are a lot of mouse. Yeah. There are a lot of mice.
Gosh, yeah.
So I was like, I also hired some handyman to do things for me. So I also decided to fire that contract. I try to find different project, myself, and I overwatch everything because I'm just realized no one gonna treat this as myself. Yep. So I just stay there myself. Have a different people do different job. Yep. Fire the general contractor, and also have a handyman just work with me whenever I work there, whenever I'm there. Right. So I was like asking my handyman, if I hire a pest control people to get rid of mouse, what they gonna do? What they gonna do for me? And he was like, he probably just gonna be, do something like me, set mouse trap for you, there's not much he can do. So I was like, okay, if it's just mouse trap and I'm just gonna pay them $400 or $500, why can't I just do myself?
Yeah. So you just went around leaving mouse traps everywhere? Yeah,
so I bought mouse trap and then had my handyman, got the poisoning and stuff, and then the bait. I guess bait just peanut butter, So every day, every night, I would set mouse trap there, and the next morning it's in the attic. So I go to attic myself, put a stair there every morning. When I wake up, that's the first thing I do. Go check if they're dead mouse there. Yep. And then I would every morning I catch 2 mouse.
Oh gosh.
And then I just put bait in, put it back. Mm-hmm. So that's after a week, no mouse anymore. Finally gone, So that's what I do.
Real estate isn't always pretty, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And some and also because of that, general contractor, it's so not, it's always like a lack of responsibility on my project. So he would left the deck unfinished and then go doing something else. And I'm like telling you, I stay here. If you put stuff here and I have people working here, they fall. It's your responsibility. Right. But he would have promised me, but still, like I said, hey, so would give me a date when they come, but they didn't come. And there was one night I was like still cleaning, try to go out, throw out the trash, and then I fell from the stair. Yeah. And then next to there is a huge pile of construction debris. Yeah. So it was like if I was not so lucky, I would fall into their nails, all those metals. Yep. And I show the picture. Hey, I fell here. Are you gonna just have people come? Can you have people come here tomorrow? So they finally have someone come here to put some temporary stuff there. And I was like, okay, I cannot trust this guy anymore. So I just fired them. Okay, don't come anymore. Just I will pay to you in something. You keep it. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'll just do something. Finish other project myself. Hire different,
different contractors.
Different company to do different. So I'm overwatching it myself. Yeah.
So that project, it sounds like quite a project. How long did it end up taking?
Oh my God, I feel embarrassed to answer this question. So
but this was the first major.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm still proud that it's finally get done, and then I have it booked all the time. Yeah. So we bought it. We closed at end of July 30. So we gave the seller a month's rent back. So early September. So because I guess a roof part was a really easy job, really easy money for the general contractor. So they were able to have people come to replace the roof right away. Okay. And I was so happy that he was so quick. I feel so lucky. Oh my God, I'm so lucky. I have this contractor, can, be on top of his game, The roof was able to be replaced right away. So I was really happy. And then things happened. And then after probably took several months, the ceiling, the the living room ceiling, because I wanted to raise the ceiling because it's really low. It's already small house. And then if that ceiling low, you feel like so suppressed or something. So after 3 months, finally the ceiling is raised, and stuff. But really, I can see like 100% finish when I finally started, up and running. It was like 1st of May. Actually, May 7th. May 7th was my first guest check-in. So I would say the total remodeling project finished at April.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
what,
guess
what is
like
that,
early.
7 months?
Yeah, early April. And then at that, because I also spent a lot of time there myself just to furnish the place,
That's not crazy,
adding some
though,
detail.
7 months.
Yeah, I guess so. I was just, feeling
Feels like
lucky. I mean, have a positive mindset. I was like, you know what? At least I was able to financing that house.
Yep.
I was able to buy that house with 20% down financing. So
Didn't have any trouble buying.
yeah, it's just so it was like, and also I bought like interest was really low,
Oh, you got-
$13.50,
Right.
$40 a month,
Oh,
So,
great.
yeah, so you're carrying. It's not like you're paying private money. Carrying
Yeah,
costs
exactly.
all the
That's
time.
why I was, and also, we were using the money that from a house that was sold in California. That was
Okay.
like a first home before we moved to here.
Oh,
So we
okay.
sold that house. I was like, if we don't spend that money, we're gonna pay tax anyway. So
Right.
might as well just spend that money.
You 1031 it over?
We did not do the 1031 exchange because we need that money out for something else.
Okay,
So we
okay.
paid the tax. Paid a small amount of tax, but our CPA was also able to write off all the construction time because
Oh, right,
we're
right.
gonna use it as an Airbnb.
Right.
Yeah, so we were able to write that off. But of course, we still paid a lot of tax that year.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that means you're doing something right. So.
I hope so. Probably the CPA didn't do something right.
Oh, let's not put that out there.
Yeah.
I did have a question. So obviously you had one in Vegas, one in Phoenix. We're hearing one in Vancouver, and then Ridgefield. That's an interesting choice. Can you kind of tell us about why you kind of chose those locations? Because I think Ridgefield is kind of an interesting choice. I think when people think of Airbnbs, they think you're gonna be right in the middle of
Gotta be
Portland.
in Portland,
Yeah, you
right?
gotta be in Portland or right in city center.
Well, since I started at Airbnb, I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of, adult asking me, even my husband, she was like, why people would come here for vacation? Like a vacation. I think this word is like totally wrong. People booking for Airbnb for lot of different reasons. It's not just for vacation,
Right.
There are people, travel is not for vacation. People travel for business, for family, for even for like like travel nurse or doctor. I guess this is also for business. I mean, tons of reasons. So far, I would say, even like when I first start here, because, my husband kind of accepted a job in, well, we can talk about that later. Yeah, so when I first started this Airbnb, and most of my guests was come here to visit a family.
Just visiting family.
Yeah, and also there are some people they're visiting in Portland. They found out this is like a close to Portland. I mean, and then it's nice. It's good for family. And then sometimes when people who have a whole family, they're bringing, they want to have a big spacious, while also kind of like a, I guess, I mean, even like they're visiting family, they would still feel like it's a vacation, so
Right.
want to find a place that is really comfortable, has, satisfy the needs for everyone. So my house was mostly like a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly it's not just a couple. And I also have some staycation couple. They're trying to,
Right.
get away from the family just to enjoy a beautiful place like this. And I actually have a sound system, huge TV. I mean, I think for staycation, they would be happy here as well. And also I have some local people, they're doing remodeling, and then so they need a place to still stay local. And still go to school. Yeah, well, another thing was huge was like during last year, oh my gosh, the housing market is so crazy. I have some buyers. I mean, they need out of state buyer. They sold the house. Yeah. They're looking for a house to buy, So there are tons of reasons for people who travel. So, I'm glad that I finally trying to do an Airbnb out of this house. And then I start realize, it's not just for like a sightseeing in a tourist area, right? So I also so when I decide to start Airbnb, I don't look for that. And I also in my mind I was thinking, even like in a hot spot like tourist area, those places must be so competitive already. Yeah,
super saturated.
Right? Yeah. It's I'm not like a first one in the game. I don't think I can compete.
Right.
I don't think I even want to, squeeze myself in that position. So I was like, probably this is what I should, look for.
Plus there's a lot of restrictions.
Yeah,
Portland,
exactly.
Just in general. There's not a lot of, full houses you can rent in Portland. I don't think they allow that.
Yeah. So the reason why I started this Airbnb is because I encouraged my husband accept a job offer in LA. So it was like at that time, real estate market is still so crazy. Interest rate is so low. I was if you accepted this job,
we gotta just buy a home there.
That's right. It was like if we were like you accept job, we can use this primary residence to buy a home down, there. Yeah, exactly. We did not put. That's the only house we didn't put 20% down, and then it's increased so much. It's in LA. It was so difficult. It was in Orange County next to Disneyland. It was so difficult. We probably submitted like 8 offers before we finally got that one. Wow. So I just immediately put this one, get this house ready. Oh my God, it's a lot of work when you try to put your primary residence into an Airbnb. You probably think, oh, you have everything. How hard is that be? Because you want your house presentable. Right. Everyone is different, Oh my God, from every closet and to pantry and then to, laundry room, you always stack your trash there, right? So I have to clean all this dead spot.
Then afterwards, you're like, oh man, I wish I was still living in here like this.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, I was like, oh my gosh, after I put my house finally presentable, I was like, why didn't I leave this way before? So, and then, which is good. I mean, the moment I listed, I just get, rented right away. And then I even try to block the time that I need to use it myself.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like, because I still have a lot of business here. I need to stay here at least 2 weeks every month. So I'm like, as I was come back and forth a lot, but it was great because when I travel, I never need to worry about my expense because I know it's been paid. People pay me for staying here, right? Yep. And then it covers all my mortgage and my trips. So
just those 2 weeks that you have it per month on the market is enough to cover all the mortgage and everything.
Yeah. So when I start, so a lot of people would ask, how do you set your price, right? So I was like, I would just say, as long as I can get 10 days booked to cover the whole month of my mortgage, and then that's the price I'm gonna set.
For this one specifically, right? Because you just need to have a place to stay when you come back. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for others, like it's also kind of same because
I always have a thumb, though.
Yeah. Because also 10 days is like a round amount that you should be able at least to get that 10 days covered, right?
Yeah.
If you have a lot of more expectation, like, I have to have a 20 days, then probably that's a red flag.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous.
Yeah, because it's hard, to always get that kind of occupancy. Yeah, because 10 days is like sometimes you can average it out. Like some days, some months you might have more, some months you might have less.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did not know what I was, into. So that's what I did. So it was actually, because we bought like several years ago. We bought this house in 2018. So I mean, the mortgage is not that high.
Not
Like
crazy, right?
we was also able to be kind of competitive, on the market. So it's also always rented.
I mean, that's interesting too. So like in the Vancouver market, is there a lot of competition? How many bedrooms is this?
It's 3 bedrooms, 1 office. Yeah.
Oh, 3 bedrooms, 1 office. Plus it's like a nice 3-car garage. So there's
Yeah.
probably not a ton of competition at that.
Yeah,
level.
yeah, exactly. And then we have a 2 ensuite.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have only 3 bedrooms, but I have 3 full bathrooms. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and then I put a sofa bed in the office. They can use that when they need to.
But
yeah.
so what is that commanding now for like a nightly rate about?
Well, before I was like just $300 a night, they can stay up to 8 people, for a big family, they want a nice place to stay, but that's still very competitive.
Yeah.
It's good for it. I literally have 2 or 3 guests telling me this is like the best rate. I mean, this is really good rate. It's like just like a nice hotel.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and even more than that.
Super.
Yeah.
no, they're
Super
saving a
affordable.
ton of money because if you think about it, like 8 people, they have to go get hotel rooms. What is it, like $250 a
Oh, yeah.
night? to
Yeah.
get a hotel room, and then they got to get like 3 of them.
Times
So
2 or 3, yeah.
it really is a good deal for them.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think, if you just travel 2 people or 1 people, just go get a hotel. If it's family, Airbnb is way better.
Yeah, or you can just get like one of those really small like studio Airbnbs or whatever. Same like a
yeah.
hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh, so with that kind of philosophy, to me, it doesn't seem like, are you worried about recession coming? Are you worried people are going to travel less, be spending less in Airbnbs? Or because, you just need to hit your 10 days and pay your mortgage, you're not too worried about that?
So actually, honestly, myself, like I say, I'm in all this Facebook Airbnb group or
Right.
verbal group, stuff like that. There are a lot of people saying their Airbnb like drastically booking
Already
reduced,
down?
Slow down. Okay.
reduced.
Interesting.
But I can show you later. My calendar is all booked.
You haven't felt that?
Yeah,
Maybe
I haven't feel that at all, honestly. But I do feel my real estate business is going down.
Oh yeah. I think we all feel that.
That's why we invest, right?
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm so thankful, because if I without this Airbnb or real estate investment, I would be so panicked, Oh my God, I used to close like 4 or 6 houses every month,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Now all of a sudden it's like 2 or 3, and then sometimes I was like, oh my God, I'm so not busy. Like other than managing my Airbnb, furnishing my Airbnb, other time I was like always goofing around or stuff like that, and I feel like no. And then I mean, as long as I know all my house are paid for, I feel much better,
Right.
So yeah, I honestly, I can't believe what I would feel like if I do not have all this Airbnb and investment at this point. Because I was before, I always have like a 10 deal in escrow.
Yeah.
Now it's like a 3.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't bank on that.
Yeah.
Are you in this market? Are you planning to on buying more?
Well, we actually recently bought one.
Oh,
Just
wow.
that
Okay, there you
exchange,
go.
the 4plex.
Yeah, 'cause the fourplex,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
Okay.
4plex, the reason why I wanted to, get into the multifamily game is, like I say, I just want to always explore different, diversify my investment. Like I did long term, I did short term, I did one remodeling renovation. Now it's time to get into the multifamily game.
Yeah.
So that's how I started, because I was like thinking, during the lower market, maybe if the rental market change or shifting down, so at least we have 4 tenants. If we would never have a vacancy.
Right.
If one tenants move now, we still have 3 of them
Not gonna be
paying.
all
Yeah.
4 move
That's
out
right.
on the same
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
You're not
And
gonna
then
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. And so that's why I wanted to do that, because I was just, again, just give me more security. I would never have like 100% vacancy. And I also thinking, even though when I bought the one, the rent is a little bit low,
Yeah.
but I think that's a potential, So once I'm able, it's time for me to raise the rent. buy 4 units. So the rent is like, if I just like $100 a unit or even 50 unit, that's still 100 or 400. That's a lot, you know, compared to single family house.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to, you know, try that one.
How was the 1031 exchange process? And for our listeners, I mean, 1031 is a tax code number that allows you to sell real estate and defer the taxes over a period of time. Of course, none of us are CPAs, but a lot of our clients and investors use this strategy to, you know, be able to trade up. How was that process for you? Was it pretty straightforward, or was
it was
really
actually
tough?
really easy. There was nothing to worry about. The only thing we need to do just fit their timeline, you know. So as long as we were able to fit the timeline, and then after the house closed, we send all the proceeds to their company, and then when we are ready to close the next one, and we just have them, you know, transfer all the funds to escrow. That's it. It's just like the funds doesn't come through your bank account.
Well, how about the search period? Did you not feel pressure to find something?
Yeah, we did. Honestly, we looked up several months.
And were you only looking in one market, or were you like? Because you seem to have knowledge of a lot of markets.
Yeah, we both looked in Phoenix market and then also Las Vegas market. Somehow I figured out myself. I'm not sure if it's applicable to other investor, but for me, I feel like a Phoenix area is much better for single family house investment.
Okay.
That's my experience. Because a lot of people move into there, especially like older generation, they move to there. They, you know, more and more people go to that area. So of course they're not gonna buy, you know, condo or multifamily. But
even like for here, for example, there's not a ton of inventory for multifamily.
Yeah, exactly. But the Las Vegas, there are a lot.
There's a lot.
I feel like you know it's a huge entertainment industry. There are a lot of people in the service industry, and then most of those people, I believe, they still need to look for a house to rent. You know,
and they need something more affordable too. Right?
That's why and also for my investment, single family investment in the Las Vegas area. So I bought like 2019, and I sold 2020. It was still like a 350, but was like a just 1 year, my Phoenix investment was like increased way much more.
Way stronger.
Yeah. So the return for, single family house is much more higher, I would say. But when I try to calculate the cash flow for multifamily, Las Vegas is way better.
Way better.
Yeah. So because the multifamily house is so expensive there now, you know, but rental did not increase that much.
Right.
Yeah. For that type of real estate. Yeah. But for Las Vegas market, it's totally different. Yeah. So that's why we decided if I wanted to be in this game, I might just look into Las Vegas. It was so crazy. We bought an off-market deal.
Oh, you got found an off-market. Nice.
It was like my friend's friends. He was actually, he didn't really want to sell, so we just have a conversation. I mean, if the price okay, he can sell. So we just made a deal, you know, that way.
Right.
It took forever to close as well, but yeah. But again, you know, before when we were first starting to look, interest rate was so low.
Yeah.
And then we closed at 5.8%.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. But still, you know, by the time we close, the interest rate for multifamily already like more than 6.5%.
5.8 is great for a multifamily.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was that multifamily. I mean, we just got our first month's rent. Honestly, yeah.
And it covers all the mortgage and everything.
It does cover, but it's lower than what I expected because I want a cash flow.
Right.
Of course.
But I know, you know, this is a different market. It's market shifting. As long as every other expensive is paid for, I should feel blessing.
Yeah.
But you know, after
you're
you
paying
know,
your principal.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
ever forget that. Like even if you're just breaking even, they're still paying your principal, which is cash flow.
Yeah, exactly that. And then I also know that once, after several months, I can raise the rent, by, but before, I'm not gonna just acting like any random, landlord. But before I raise the rent, I'm gonna offer them, because we're fixing a lot of things for them.
Right.
We're gonna get a whole new paint for the exterior of the complex, and also we're gonna, fixing all these little things inside of there, and then we're gonna clean the whole complex for them,
Right.
so they will feel, it's
Like
it's
it's worth
worth. Yeah. So we just want to make everyone happy. Yeah. So, and also the rental records from the property manager showing they never late the payment. Yeah. So which is good. So yeah.
So in long term, where do you see yourself kind of moving with this? I mean, at this point now, are you attracting a bunch of like investor clients compared to like the first time home buyers, and long term, are you trying to just keep building a bigger real estate investment portfolio, or what's the yeah?
Yeah, so I definitely want to build more of my portfolio, so that's what I'm moving to. But at this point, I probably not gonna do anything. I mean, this year, probably next year,
Catch up.
or
Take a break.
2024.
Yeah.
2024, we might sell one of the primary residence to exchange to a bigger complex. Because if I'm like recently, I still trying to figure out what other thing I want to do. Maybe even looking into like a storage units or a bigger apartment building and commercial stuff
More
like
commercial
that.
stuff,
But I haven't really just trying to figure out exactly what I want to do yet.
You're not
now,
ready to do another flip.
Oh yeah, we talked about that too. Me and my husband. I mean, no more flip till 2024.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see. The things about flip. I mean, my tolerance for this hardship is a lot. I can endure. I was like, as long as we get over it,
Right.
it's fine. I can still do exactly this same project as hard as the last one. But the things is like, when you spend so much time on that one, but if you have another one, like taking less time, you would get your cash flow way sooner.
Right.
That's way lower your stress
Yeah.
and also expense as well. Yeah. So when I have clients, they're looking for a flipper, especially when they do not have experience. So I kind of, explaining.
Now you can very clearly explain.
Yeah, I explaining if they truly really understand what they're going
What they're
through.
getting into.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
getting into. I can find them, the contractor for different project, but they're really ready, willing to going through a process like that. Yeah.
They're ready to put mousetraps in the attic themselves.
True, yeah. And also using their own SUV, transport the door back and forth hours. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
in a rainy season, in Washington State, and I had to buy the door myself. My trunk cannot be closed. So I was like driving like 40 miles per hour, transport a door from Home Depot Lowe's to all the way to Ridgefield.
Oh my gosh.
And then also, it was so funny. I mean, and then when I put it there and my handyman, I'm so sorry to tell you, this is not the right kind. It was like right hand swing. Do you know?
Oh,
you
left
guys
hand,
know?
left hand
Yeah,
doors
yeah.
and right hand doors.
Yeah, right hand swing
Yeah.
and left hand swing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I mean. I thought it's like the handle.
Yeah.
If the handle is in right hand, it's like
Yeah,
a
just
right hand
switch it to the
swing.
side,
turn
right?
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But actually, like if the handle in this side, it means switch to the left.
Yeah.
So it's totally opposite. So I have to take it back, and my handyman does not have a truck, so I have to
yeah.
take it back to my car and then return it.
And bring back the next one. Yeah.
Drive all the way in the rain with the trunk open, return it, and then get a new one.
Yeah, that's why I got a truck.
I mean, you're not gonna forget the difference
exactly.
in right hand,
Yeah,
left hand
I'm very thankful for all the experience, learning a lot of things. I'm definitely think this is like very useful, information for my clients. Yeah.
No, I think it's super helpful to have that experience because it just allows you to talk to people. I always told people about a strategy of how to, buy a new house without selling your old house. But it wasn't until I actually did that personally before I was able to really explain it to somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way, super confidently, in a way that this is what happened when I did it, and these were some of the challenges. But here's the advantages of doing that.
Yeah, actually, past several months, I was looking into home equity line and a refinance. Trying to figure out their difference. I think these both two program are very great program out there. A lot of people who wants to get into the real estate game. Investment gigs, they definitely should look into that. Home equity line of credit and refinance. They're so good. I planned to do it. Actually, we were doing it, but I decided not to do it because that lender took in forever. Then also now the interest rate is so high because the home equity line of credit is always a not fixed rate.
Right.
So whenever we pull out the money from it, it's gonna be the current interest rate.
Yep.
So I think it's not worth it. And then also, especially, I'm not gonna find anything that I really want to, use that money for. So I decide just hold on it. But I think I will do it later for sure. Home equity line of credit.
Yeah, it's going to be super interesting to see with rates going up and the market shifting. Because for all of us, we haven't been we've been in this ridiculously low rated environment since we've been in real estate. But now it's going to change a little bit where money's not free anymore suddenly.
Yeah, but you know what? Still way better than people who are paying the rent. And then also, from my understanding, I just think those buyers just need some time to get used to it.
Yeah.
For people who just looking into getting pre-approved, they didn't know what market it was like.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Approvals, they're like, that monthly payment's this, sure.
That's fine.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm able to buy a house. Hell yeah, let's do this,
Exactly.
It's most likely people have been looking for a long time, didn't make a decision. Now all of a sudden, it's just raised, they can't justify all this increase. So they're kind of taking their sweet little time. Yeah.
I see that a lot too. And we have to use a lot of our skill now instead of just bidding $100,000 over on every single offer. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's a lot more fun. So that's great.
So one other thing, Jessica, I wanted to ask you. So what I find awesome and incredible about you is that, first of all, English isn't your first language, and you got in the industry just a couple of years ago. It's been barely 4 years. What would you say to somebody that's thinking about going into real estate or doing something in a second language that involves finance? How would you encourage somebody to do that, and how has it sort of been a boon to you in with your clients and those type of folks? I'm guessing you've been able to serve a lot of the Chinese community because that's your native language.
Yeah. So actually, I talked to my husband about it a lot. There are a lot of people might think my early 30s, and then I have all this a real estate investment and an experience and an assets portfolio. But I always tell him, the thing I'm really proud of myself is whatever I said I want to do it, I did it. When I wanted to buy my first investment property, I did it right away. And then after that, and then I wanted to do a remodeling of the house, even though it was so hard, so difficult, I still did it and finished it. And then I wanted to do Airbnb, second Airbnb, third Airbnb, I did it. And I wanted to, when I first moved here, honestly, I've just been here 7-8 years. I moved here from China 7 and 8 years. Of course, my family support, my husband's support is huge at this matters. But there are also a lot of determination, you know.
Right.
So whatever I set to do it, I always finish it. I mean, like for looking back, like all this project I did, I mean, there's really not any other real estate investment I decide to do I haven't done yet. Yeah, so that's it. Just determination. If you wanted to do something, just go ahead, do it. Don't wait until you get perfect. You know, you lose a lot of opportunity by trying to be perfect. Yeah, to do it.
I love that.
So, I mean, even though when I first started in real estate, trying to sell houses, my English is not that good. You know, I also have some insecurity. I was like, why this community would trust some people from outside of the country can't even speak English well to do the job for you. I asked myself a lot. And then I still pushed myself out there to do it. And then finally I had a client to appreciate me that, oh my God, you're even explaining something in English to me as an English speaker, as a native English speaker. So you must, know something really, better than us.
Right.
So, and then like you're really smart, you can speak both the language. And then I just, hold that mindset. I mean, keep going. I mean, not afraid of do things that I want to do. I mean, yeah.
Love it. Determination and put your back against the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Cut the cord.
Yeah, don't give yourself too much, the stuff that you can lean on, So, if I can't be successful on this, if I don't make it, I still have another job. I mean, that probably worked for a lot of people. That doesn't really work that for me. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to keep remodeling this house until the heat's on.
Yeah, exactly. But now, I mean, I can't wait to show you guys that Airbnb as well. That put a lot of heart and soul into that. But right now, I'm just so proud of that. I was able to finish it. Even like my husband, he couldn't imagine anything like that. I need to show you the before and after pictures for sure.
We'll have to cut that with the video.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
Yeah.
I love it.
That'd be great.
And so did you have any other questions or things?
No. I mean, I find it amazing you just kind of cut the rope. I was one of those people that held on to my job for way too long while doing real estate, and now I fully regret that I didn't just cut the cord and just go for it. So.
Yeah, you have to have the belief in yourself, for sure. And then, but for me, I like I said, I just really wanted to do that. I really want to make it in real estate. And I guess also I had my family, my husband's support. That was really big as well. And yeah.
Okay, and so if we wanna find out more about you, if you want to contact Jessica, where do we go to get your information? Where do we find you? Social media?
Yeah, I guess
play guitar.
Oh my God, I'm embarrassed about that because I haven't touched it for like forever. So reach me out on Facebook, Instagram. I'm sharing a lot of my stuff, especially Instagram. I sharing like sometimes I even like how do I clean my Airbnb, how my guests rate me, and stuff like that, and then how great job like my cleaning lady did. So all of that stuff.
What's your handle? What's your Instagram handle?
Sorry.
What's your your Instagram? What's the name of it?
Oh, it's just JLW Realty.
JLW Realty.
Yeah, and I also have another one is like a JLW STR, short-term rental.
Oh, okay.
Because I try to avoid talk about Airbnb too much, because really it's a short-term rental. Airbnb is a platform,
right?
There are also a lot of other platform on it. So I think STR, short-term rental, is more legitimate than talking Airbnb.
Yeah.
But for sure, like young people, that's how they get to know short-term rental. I guess.
It's a verb now, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Because
Kleenex.
I guess because they're just very successful.
Yeah. Jordan, how can we find you?
Oh, and I'm just at Jordan Lee Mortgage, and Steven, you're.
Oh, it's complicated, but you can find me on on Google. Just look up Steven Tran, Portland Realtor, or you can find me on Instagram at, I'm going to spell it out, STEVENANQUAN. So.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jessica. I really
Oh,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. I'm really happy that you guys choose me.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. Thank you. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good work.
Okay.